Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy Show. Bam! With your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel at 4:45 a.m. and then at 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about children, a really important topic for many of us who have kids, who are concerned about them, who want to see them thrive and have heightened levels of abundance. This is a really important topic because kids can be great motivators, but too often we find that some individuals look at kids as a burden and as a reason why they cannot go about living their best life. Actually, that's not an uncommon thought for some parents. So we have a really interesting time plan today. If you are new, you can become a subscriber right now. Hit that subscribe button and get all of these videos for free. I did say free, 1, 2, 3, for free. Holla at us. And you can also go to productivethroughjoy.com and see what we do. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy, using joy itself as a technology to move us towards our goals and objectives. All right, so do that now and have me come out speak to your group, school, or organization. Thanks for being here. Before let's dive into the topic today because we have a lot to say about children. But let me just say a few words about myself for those of you who are new. So again, this is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. I am the author of the New York Times bestseller, Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month. Pick that book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose People Caught My People, and I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project. I'm also the author of the acclaimed historical novel Americus, which is set 13 miles from Ferguson, where Michael Brown was murdered, and of course the conflagration that ensued there initially as well. I am the my educational background. My educational background. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate. My master's is from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature is from the University of California at Riverside. I am currently a professor of English Lit at LMU here in Los Angeles. I am an expert at being productive, all right? I don't say that to brag or boast. I say that because people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity, given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and then subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet as Cool Mo D famously said, how you like me now, right? And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, so can many of us who are watching the show. And so in many ways that inspires our show, it inspires our business, it inspires this work that we are doing because we are committed to seeing people become their highest self. So thanks for being here. Let's dive into the topic. So we're talking today, guys, about children. And point one is that children are a renewable blessing, which if you have kids, this may be obvious. But maybe we need to remind ourselves, which is probably a better way to frame this first point, that we should remind ourselves that children are a continuous blessing. Because if you have kids, you know having children is a job. And for many of us, including my own, that's my primary function. As a parent, that's the thing that is most important to me, that gives me the most joy and the most stress and the most anxiety, is making sure that my kids are okay, healthy, having a good life. I want to see them happy and enjoying life and giving them opportunities. So, and I'm sure that most parents feel. It's early. If you didn't know that it was 4:45 a.m., that super young should let you know. 4:45 a.m. is still hella early. I think that may be my first yawn, my actual physical first yawn ever on this show. So that was a historic moment just now. but it is a signifier about how early it is here in LA, in case you're on the East Coast, or a different country east of America. Um, so, um, yeah, so a part of our job is to remind ourselves that even when they drive us crazy and do things that we just shake our head at, even when it's difficult, because things happen, of course, with children, um, to see them as a continual blessing. Well, how do you do that? When you're stressed and your kids are having difficulty and you're just worried. I mean, how do you? Because you, of course, have your own concerns, your own worries. But you are the parent. That's a part of being the parent. You have to be able to handle your stuff and the kid stuff, which is the second point. In order to handle your kid stuff, in order to uh, be able to take care of your children, have peace around your children's situations, you have to take care of yourself. It reminds me of when you fly, they tell you to in the opening moments of your flight, when they give you the instructions in case there's an issue potentially happening on the plane, and if the air mask drop from the ceiling, they tell you to first place the mask on yourself, because if you go down, that kid is not going to be saved. So, in a very similar way, you want to put the air mask, the oxygen mask, on yourself, because your kid is going to need you to be vibrant and alive and powerful, that and you can model for them that behavior, because if you do have kids, I'm sure that kids learn primarily through observation. You can talk to a kid all day long, but pretty much what a kid sees is what a kid becomes, pretty much. And that isn't always true, and that can change over time, but in the early formative years in particular, pretty much what a kid sees is what a kid becomes. So if they're seeing you as happy, as joyful, as authentic, as powerful, they're more inclined to have that reality as an adult, right? So how do you get to that? Well, you want to engage in daily ritualized practices that undergird you. You want to deal with, as we hope, and let me clear my throat. You want to deal with situations, technologies like meditation, and other inward looking, energetic technologies that can help you to become who you need to become in a daily express way, right? And we help individuals construct morning rituals as a way to do that. Let me just give you my brief morning ritual to serve as an exemplar. So in the mornings I wake up, including this morning at 3:30 a.m., I read a couple of spiritual books, or business books. I do our morning show now here at 4:45 a.m. Then I work on my current book until sunrise. And at sunrise, I walk out to the beach. I live here along the coast in Venice Beach, California. So I walk out, I bring my drum, I meditate, pray, do yoga, come back, work on my current book for a while longer, and then go back out to the beach to run up the coast all the way past Santa Monica's Pier, run all the way back here to Venice to get my workout in. And so by 10:30 or so, guys, I'm feeling amazing. My body is being flooded with endorphins, and that endorphin release gives me a sense of euphoria that I can then leverage to move myself towards my goals and objectives. We're not saying do what I do, we're saying do what you do, and allow us to help you construct that particular system. So by getting involved in that process, that ritual, that self-defined ritual every day, you're more inclined to be better able to handle life, to be more vibrant, and certainly to be more joyful as you go through your life. And when your kids see you in that particular mode, they are more inclined to become like that as well. That's just what I see as a father, but also as a parent in this particular business. Which goes into our last point, which is simply as you begin to apply that idea about your kids, you are going to see an uptick in productivity, because you're going to just feel an even greater love for your kids, even greater desire to demonstrate for them what needs to be done, and that's going to lead to all of your abundance, because you're going to be higher, a more highly functioning human being who is creating abundance, and your kids are going to, of course, benefit from that as well. All right, boom goes the dynamite. That's it for today's show. We air each weekday morning, hella early at 4:45 a.m. Thank you. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.